That drink you have every single day, the one you believe is your trusted friend, could it actually be a silent saboteur, working against your kidneys behind the scenes? What if the key to feeling better wasn't about adding some new miracle cure, but about understanding the hidden truth in the glass you're already holding? It's a frustrating thought, isn't it? You try to do everything right for your health. That morning glass of orange juice, you drink it for the vitamin C. You diligently drink your water, confident you're helping your kidneys flush out toxins. You even switch to diet soda, thinking you've cleverly outsmarted sugar. But what the latest science reveals is a surprising and deeply important pattern, showing how some of these most trusted daily drinks can actually be working against you, silently straining your kidneys and even triggering proteinuria. The good news is, understanding this is the first step toward taking back control. It's not about blame, it's about empowerment through knowledge. You've probably been told the basics, like cutting back on sugar. But what if that's only half the story? What if some drinks, even ones you think are healthy, are secretly adding to the burden on your kidneys? And what if other, simpler drinks hold a protective power you've never been told about? In the next few minutes, we are going to unmask 4 of these hidden culprits. Then we will arm you with 3 science-backed heroes to take their place. And you will want to stay with me until the very end, because our game-changing revelation number 1, our final hero, isn't just the most effective. It's also one that's likely sitting in your kitchen right now, completely misunderstood. Just a quick, important reminder. All the information shared today is for educational purposes. Everyone's health situation is unique, so please consult your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or health regimen. Let's use this knowledge to have informed discussions with them. All right, let's begin by exposing the villains. Insight number 7, the high-octane overload. So let's start with a modern menace, the energy drink. You see them everywhere, promising a quick fix for that afternoon slump. The hook is tempting, a can of instant alertness. What's concerning, however, is that for your kidneys, this isn't just a gentle lift. It's a violent shock to the system. Health experts often highlight that the primary threat from these drinks is a condition called acute kidney injury, or AKI. A major systematic review identified AKI as the most common kidney-related outcome of consuming them, and the reason why is a lesson in dangerous synergy. The complexity lies in understanding that it's not just one ingredient, but a perfect storm. It begins with a tsunami of sugar. A standard can contain 40 to 55 grams of sugar, with some packing up to 78 grams. That's nearly 20 teaspoons of pure sugar. The American Heart Association recommends adults consume no more than 6 to 9 teaspoons of added sugar per day. Therefore, a single energy drink can deliver more than triple that amount in one go. Simultaneously, you have a massive caffeine jolt, often 160 to 300 milligrams, which spikes blood pressure and strains your cardiovascular system. To truly grasp this, let's use an analogy. Imagine your kidneys are a pair of highly sophisticated, delicate filters, like the ones in a premium water purification system. Drinking an energy drink is like hooking up a fire hose to that system and blasting it with thick, sugary sludge at immense pressure. The filters are instantly overwhelmed, they get clogged, and they can even tear under the strain. That tearing in your kidneys can lead to protein leaking into the urine. Proteinuria. The effective approach here is unequivocal. The only safe amount of these drinks is none. But what if you need that energy boost? Try a cup of green tea for a gentler caffeine lift without the crash. A handful of nuts provides sustained energy through healthy fats and protein. These are choices that work with your body, not against it. Insight number 6, the sweet deception. Next, let's talk about a broader category of drinks that are far more common, sugar-sweetened beverages, or SSBs. Now, when you hear that, your mind probably jumps straight to soda. But this category is much wider. It's the sweetened iced tea, the fruit punch, the sports drinks. The challenge for many of us is that while we know these aren't health foods, we tend to underestimate the direct and immediate damage they can cause. When you drink one, the fructose load triggers a blood sugar spike, putting your kidneys under immediate filtration strain. Over time, the metabolism of that fructose generates uric acid, a known toxin to kidney cells. But here is the truly shocking twist in this story. A landmark 2024 UK Biobank study of nearly 200,000 people found that just one of these drinks per day heightens the risk of chronic kidney disease by a staggering 45%. Here's the part that catches everyone off guard, though. The same study found that artificially sweetened beverages, the diet sodas, the zero-calorie drinks, were even worse, raising the risk of chronic kidney disease by 52%. This means that the healthy swap many people have been making for years isn't just ineffective, it could actually be more dangerous for their kidneys. Think of it like this. Imagine you're trying to protect a wooden deck from weather damage. The sugary drinks are like pouring sticky, corrosive soda all over it. It's obviously bad. But the diet drinks are like using a harsh, industrial chemical cleaner that you think is helping. It might look clean for a moment, but it's silently stripping away the wood's protective layer, leaving it even more vulnerable to rot and decay in the long run. The real benefit comes from making simple, deliberate swaps. Replace one sugary or diet drink a day with water infused with lemon, cucumber, or mint. If you crave that fizz, choose plain sparkling water and add just a splash of 100% cranberry or pomegranate juice for flavor. This is another one of those health secrets we're uncovering today. It's about eliminating the hidden dangers to unlock your vitality. Insight number 5, the J-curve paradox. Now for a very complex character in our story, alcohol. Is it a friend or a foe to your kidneys? For years, the answer has been confusing, but science is now pointing to a fascinating and perilous pattern called the J-curve. What makes this so confusing is that the advice often feels contradictory. A massive 2023 meta-analysis covering over 14.6 million people confirmed this puzzling J-shaped pattern. It found that very light drinking, 12 grams of alcohol a day or less, which is about one standard drink, was associated with a 13% lower risk of protein in the urine compared to non-drinkers. But, and this is the critical turn, as consumption climbed to heavy drinking levels, the risk completely flipped, increasing significantly compared to those who abstained. So, at the lowest doses, there seems to be a protective effect. However, the researchers themselves issue a grave warning. This protective window is incredibly narrow, and the relationship is far too uncertain to suggest anyone start drinking for kidney health. Let's use an analogy to understand this. Think of a delicate old plant. A tiny bit of water, one drink, might help moisten the soil and be beneficial. But start adding just a little too much, 2, 3 or more drinks, and the roots quickly become waterlogged, the plant starts to wilt, and disease sets in. The line between helping and harming is razor thin, and for many, impossible to judge correctly. At higher doses, alcohol launches a two-pronged attack. It dehydrates you, reducing vital blood flow and forcing your kidneys to work under stressful conditions. Simultaneously, it raises your blood pressure, a direct assault on the delicate filters within. Therefore, the only safe recommendation is extreme moderation, or for many, avoidance. If you have any existing kidney concerns, high blood pressure, or are taking certain medications, that protective part of the J-curve effectively disappears. For kidneys that are already compromised, the attack begins with the very first drink. Insight number 4. The pillar of nutrition under scrutiny. This next culprit is perhaps the most difficult for many of us to accept, because it has been hailed as a pillar of good nutrition for our entire lives: dairy milk. We were told it builds strong bones, it's packed with protein, and that's precisely where the challenge begins for mature kidneys. The animal protein in milk, about 8 grams per cup, can create what's known as an acid load in the body. Your kidneys have to work overtime to buffer and excrete this acid, a process that can damage kidney cells and trigger something called hyperfiltration, forcing them into a state of chronic overdrive. This idea can be hard to accept because it's so deeply rooted in our lifelong beliefs. What science is increasingly telling us is that for seniors, especially those with even mild kidney decline, which is very common, milk presents an overload of minerals like phosphorus and potassium. Healthy kidneys filter these out with ease, but compromised kidneys struggle. Imagine your kidneys are a small-town post office with just one clerk. On a normal day, they can handle the mail just fine. But drinking a glass of milk is like dumping 3 giant mailbags full of complicated customs forms the phosphorus and potassium, on the counter all at once. The clerk becomes overwhelmed, mail piles up, the system backs up, and things start to break down. When phosphorus and potassium build up in the blood, they can lead to brittle bones, hardened arteries, and even dangerous heart rhythm disturbances. A single glass of 2% milk contains over 250 milligrams of phosphorus and 383 milligrams of potassium. For someone on a kidney-conscious diet, that's a huge portion of their daily limit in just one glass. The empowering approach isn't to live in fear, but to live with awareness. If you choose to drink dairy, limiting portions to just half a cup is a much safer approach. And exploring alternatives like unsweetened almond or rice milk, which are naturally lower in these minerals, can be a fantastic kidney-friendly strategy. Now that we've unmasked the 4 primary culprits, let's pivot from the issues to the solutions. For every threat, nature and science offer a powerful, protective hero. Essential habit number 3, the simple stone shield. Our first hero is humble, simple, and wonderfully effective: homemade lemonade. The advantage here has nothing to do with trendy detoxing and everything to do with a crucial compound called citrate. The specific challenge it addresses is the formation of kidney stones. For those who already have signs of kidney stress like proteinuria, preventing stones is absolutely critical. A kidney stone can create acute damage on top of existing chronic issues, a dangerous double assault. The science behind citrate is beautifully elegant. Most common kidney stones are formed when tiny calcium and oxalate particles bind together in the urine. Citrate is the great disruptor of this process. To truly grasp how this works, let's use an analogy. Imagine calcium and oxalate are 2 troublemakers in a schoolyard who are always looking to pair up and start a fight, form a stone. Citrate is like a wise, friendly teacher who steps in and engages the first troublemaker, calcium, in a friendly conversation. By binding with the calcium first, it forms a new, harmless compound that stays dissolved. The oxalate is left with no partner and can't cause any trouble on its own. It's simple preventative diplomacy at a biochemical level. Multiple studies, including a 2017 meta-analysis, confirm that consuming citrus products like lemon leads to a significant and protective increase of citrate levels in the urine. The disruptors are reporting for duty. And the wonderful part is how simple this is to implement. The effective dose is the juice of half a lemon in a glass of water each day. But, and this is a critical distinction, this must be homemade. Commercial lemonades are often just sugar-sweetened beverages in disguise, making them villains, not heroes. Using a straw can help protect tooth enamel, and a quick rinse with plain water afterward is a good practice. Key strategy number 2, the cellular guardian. Our next hero is a familiar staple, but its power for kidney health is often underestimated: green tea. The real hero of this story isn't the tea leaf itself, but the potent antioxidant it delivers, called EGCG. What green tea so effectively addresses is chronic low-grade inflammation, the silent fire that over years can damage delicate kidney tissue. EGCG operates with a brilliant 2-step defensive strategy. It acts as an elite firefighting squad, neutralizing the embers of inflammation. But it doesn't just play defense, it then rebuilds your body's own antioxidant shield to protect against future attacks. Naturally, one might wonder if this cellular-level activity translates into real-world results. The most powerful evidence comes from a fascinating type of research called Mendelian randomization. Scientists study people with genetic variants that naturally make them drink more tea. Because these genes are random, they can isolate tea's true effects. The results were clear. Each additional cup of tea per day was linked to a nearly 20% lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease and a 24% lower risk of proteinuria. Think of your body's cellular defense system like an old castle wall. Chronic inflammation is like a relentless enemy army constantly chipping away at the stones, weakening the structure. EGCG is like a master stonemason who arrives on the scene. First, he expertly repairs the existing damage, the antioxidant effect. Then he teaches the castle's own guards how to reinforce the walls with a stronger mortar, making them more resilient to all future attacks, boosting your internal antioxidant systems. To get the full benefit, how you brew it matters. Boiling water can damage the delicate EGCG compounds, so let the water cool for just a minute after boiling, before you pour it over the leaves. And avoid most bottled green teas. They are simply sugary drinks in disguise, and the sugar completely negates any potential advantage. This is another vital truth that is often overlooked. And now, for the one you've been waiting for. We've unmasked the villains and introduced two powerful heroes, but we saved the most surprising, most debated, and according to a massive body of research, the most powerfully protective hero for last. Game-changing revelation number 1, the misunderstood brew. For years, this drink has been at the center of a heated health debate. We've been told it might be bad for our blood pressure, that it could be dehydrating. The hero I'm talking about is black coffee. The key to understanding coffee is to realize it's not one thing. It's a complex brew of two key players. On one hand, you have powerful antioxidants like chlorogenic acid. On the other, you have the wild card, caffeine. The question for years has been, which one wins? Does the good outweigh the potential bad? The final verdict, the truly conclusive answer, comes from a massive 2021 meta-analysis that reviewed data from 12 separate studies and over 500,000 individuals. The findings were nothing short of stunning. The study found that coffee drinkers had a 14% lower risk of developing chronic kidney disease. They had an 18% lower risk of end-stage kidney disease, the most severe form. They had a 19% lower risk of proteinuria, and remarkably, a 28% lower risk of death related to kidney disease. This proves that on balance, for most people, coffee is a hero in the fight to protect your kidneys. So why does it work? Let's use one final analogy. Imagine the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys are a series of small country roads. Certain signals in your body can cause those roads to constrict, creating traffic jams and slowing down the vital filtration process. Caffeine acts like a master traffic controller. It blocks those constriction signals, causing the roads to gently widen, allowing blood to flow more freely and improving the overall filtration rate. The antioxidants, meanwhile, are like a road crew that constantly repairs any potholes or damage caused by inflammation. Now, as with any powerful strategy, we must approach it with wisdom. First, drink it black. Creamers and sugar add a heavy mineral and inflammatory load that can cancel out the benefits. Second, time your last cup before 2 p.m. to protect your sleep, which is vital for kidney health. And third, listen to your body. We all metabolize caffeine differently. If coffee makes you feel jittery or anxious, less is truly more for you. And there you have it, our game-changing revelation number 1. It might seem counterintuitive after years of mixed messages, but the most robust science we have today shows that a simple cup of black coffee can be one of the most powerful daily habits for protecting your kidney health. So we've covered a lot of ground today, from unmasking common culprits like sugary drinks and even dairy milk, with our first insights, and building up through each valuable hero. The simple stone shield of essential habit number 3, homemade lemonade, the cellular guardian of key strategy number 2, green tea, all the way to our game-changing revelation number 1, black coffee. Each one is a stepping stone to a more vibrant, healthier you. Now I want to turn the conversation over to you. Which of these insights resonated with you the most? Perhaps it was the surprising truth about diet sodas, or maybe our ultimate game changer about coffee. Which one are you thinking of trying first? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share them in the comments below. Your journey can inspire our entire community. If you found this journey valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps others find us. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more powerful health strategies. Until next time, stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.